Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weekly Facebook Live that I do at noon on Wednesdays. And today is a very special edition in honor of National Self-Love Day. Now, before I get into what I'm going to go today, I just want to let you know that today at 4 p.m. Pacific time, I am going to be a guest on another live with the wonderful Jamie, and it's going to be on her page, which is going to be, and I'll drop it in the link below, so please come watch us at 4. It's going to be an epic conversation. This is going to be the pre-party, I guess. Let's talk about that, to the amazing conversation that me and Jamie Bierman are going to have today at 4 o'clock, and she is the PCOS coach. She's amazing, she's wonderful, so come watch us. So if you are coming live, please say hello. Hi, Mandy. If you're watching the replay, please say hi. Let me know where you're coming from. Now, talking about body love, self-love is honestly one of my favorite things to talk about, because this work and like what I've done for my own life in this arena has completely changed everything. And it's so impactful when you really learn how to love yourself. Now, the reason why this is such a big topic is because I would say 99.9% of the women that I work with, they really hate their bodies, or they don't like their bodies, and they're trying to change their bodies. And so from years of trying to change their bodies or thinking they need to be thinner, and really like the underlying theme is, if I lose weight, I'll be happy. Okay, so we always think the way that our society is, I guess how we're brought up and how we're raised is that in the media, it's portrayed that thin is good, fat is bad, and that we have to have this perfect body to have a perfect life. But the truth is that we all have different bodies, all different shapes and sizes, and all bodies are equal. All bodies are good, but we've gotten in the habit of labeling things good or bad or beautiful or not beautiful. And what that has done is it's caused so much suffering for ourselves. Now think about it. I'm going to give a good example of this. If you think about dogs, okay, when you go to a dog park, there's all different sizes of dogs, little dogs, big dogs, all different shapes of dogs, butch dogs, tiny petite dogs. And that's the same thing with human beings in our bodies. And what we do is we start comparing ourselves to other people, and it makes us feel like crap. And then we try to diet, or we try to lose weight because we think we need to be a certain size, and then we end up, hey Jennifer, and then we end up just in this place of total misery and really self-loathing. And that's what I want to talk about today, is how to get out of that self-loathing where you're beating yourself up so that you can go into that place of loving your body. And that's really where the freedom is, okay? So today I'm going to go over the 3 steps that you need to take in order to go from self-loathing to self-love. And I want to first tell you a little bit about my journey with this, because it's really important to understand that we think that when we get to a certain weight that we are going to be happy and life is going to be perfect. I remember about 2 years, probably about a year ago, I was going through old photos and I found a picture of me in my mid-20s, and my immediate thought was, wow, I look good in that picture. And then my second thought was, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for the version of me then, because I was so thin and so fit, but I hated my body and I thought I was so fat. And if I could go back to that body then and have it now, I'd be like so happy. I'd be like, yay, I'm like 30 pounds lighter. But it's crazy how we, no matter what our body size is, we always find reasons to hate it. And I don't know about you, have you guys ever experienced that? Hey, Lauren. Has anybody ever experienced, looking back at old photos and seeing pictures of you, and you're looking at yourself now, looking at your past self, being like, oh yeah, like I looked really good then, but that version of you then was like so stuck and hated that. And that's where the problem comes in, is that we're never happy with where our bodies are. So I'm going to take you through 3 steps today so that we can start moving the needle a little bit. Now, the very first thing I want to talk about is a belief system. So as you guys all know that I am a mindset coach, this is about shifting our belief systems, okay? Now, a bunch of thoughts create a belief system, and then a bunch of belief systems creates our identity. And our identity is how we see ourselves in the world. And growing up in our conditioning, if you've been conditioned to look at your life through, let's say, like the kind of with a lens of I need to be better, or I need to be perfect, or I need to be thin, that is how you're going to be looking at your life and looking at your body. And just because you believed it doesn't mean that it's serving you or that it's true. And so I want to really help with you as shifting some of these beliefs. And a lot of people, the number one thing that I hear people say is that they think that they have to hate their body to get results. And I am here to tell you that self-loathing, hating your body, is never going to get you results. All it is going to get you is more of the same suffering, more of the same hate for your body, and you're going to stay stuck in that cycle. Jennifer says, yep, my fat in high school is my skinny today, haha. I know, isn't that so funny how that happens? And it just, our brains. And so it's really about little shifts of how we're looking at ourselves. So one of the most powerful things that I've ever done for myself was I just decided probably about 2 years ago, when I first started when I was really into self-coaching and getting into life coaching and following my mentor. She told me a story how she just decided, like, one day I just decided that it's not going to be an option to hate my body. I was just going to give it up, and she did. And so I decided to do that, and it worked. It's been so freeing to just decide, like, right now, like, I'm just not going to hate myself anymore. Like, it's not going to work. It's not going to get me anywhere. I'm just going to learn to love my body. Now, let's talk about, once again, I kind of refer to putting on, like, I guess, lenses. So we want to see the world through a certain lens. Right now, I'm guessing that you are looking at your body and at life and at other people's bodies through the lens of self-loathing, of judgment, of thinking that you need to be thinner. And when your belief system is like that, then what happens is that that's what you look for, and that's what becomes your reality. And what I want to suggest today for you is that maybe you take that lens off and you decide that judging yourself and hating yourself and looking for all the bad in yourself and in others is no longer serving you. And I would like to suggest that we decide to try on a new way that we look at the way that we look at our bodies, and with love. Hey, Kelly, thanks for coming on. And it's simple, but it's not easy, okay? It just comes down to just deciding, like, yeah, like, and I remember, I look back now and I think about, it almost makes me sick a little bit about how many hours and how much time I wasted hating my body. And that didn't get me anywhere. It only kept me stuck, okay? So you have to get really intentional about what you want to think. Like, what is the lens that you want to see your body from? Now, let's talk a little bit about bridging thoughts, because I know for most of my clients that I work with, and I'm guessing if you're on this live, that this might be for you too, where you have so much hate and self-loathing for your body, it's really hard to go from hate to love, okay? It's not, you don't just decide, like, okay, I'm gonna love my body right now. Your brain is gonna freak out. You're gonna be like, that doesn't feel true, that's not right. And so what you have to do is you have to bridge your way there in small shifts along the way. So maybe if you have a lot of self-loathing for yourself and really don't like your body, then maybe you just go to neutral. Maybe for the next couple weeks that you just, every time that you look in the mirror, instead of thinking a negative thought, maybe you just either think nothing, or you just think, I have a body. Oh, or hey, there you are. But you just make it very, very neutral. I know for myself and a lot of my clients that we've spent many months just sitting in neutral, and that's okay. These beliefs are so deep rooted in our conditioning, and then once again, the media and the portray of women and the bodies in in online and what we think it needs to look like. And it screws us up. And I'm going to talk about that next, about changing the way we're looking at things. So first thing, the very first step, okay, is to realize and to accept right now in this moment that self-loathing or self-hate is not going to get the results that you want, okay? It's going to give you more of the self-loathing and self-hate. What is going to get you there, and the next step for you is for you to get to a neutral place with your body. Just be like, I have a body. And also, think about this too. I know lots of people on this live right now have kids. How do you want your kids to think about their bodies? How do you want your kids to see you looking at your body? We have so much compassion for other people. We have so much compassion for our friends and our family. Why can't we just do that for ourselves? Right? It's that mean girl mind that comes in. And I want to remind you guys that just because you have a thought, just because something comes up does not mean you have to believe it. It's optional. You can be like, oh, there's that thought that says I'm fat or that I look bad, and just let it go. Don't give it any energy. So some of the other thoughts, I'm just going to give you a couple thoughts and I'm going to move on. So some of the other thoughts is just, I have a body, I accept my body, I'm becoming the person that loves her body, I'm becoming the person that is willing to accept my body, I am working on becoming the person. So you can always add bridging thoughts to get you there. Second step is to look for other people in your life or teachers that embody self-love. This is about modeling. So Tony Robbins always talks about how if you want a certain results, the fastest way to get there is to find somebody who already has it and do what they do. So this step is exactly that. And for me, in my own journey, how this happened was about maybe 2.5 years ago. My wonderful, amazing best friend, Emily, came into my life, and she's such a gift on so many levels. But I'm like getting emotional. One of the best things that she taught me was how much self-love that she had. Her self-regard was so high, and her self-care has been so good. And I looked at the way that she showed up in the world and how she required that of herself. And just seeing that made me raise the bar for myself, because I was like, oh, if she can do it, so can I. So I want all of you guys right now to think about maybe somebody that you know personally in your life that has a lot of self-regard or has a lot of self-love. Maybe it's somebody that you're following on social media, maybe even me, whoever it is out there, that I want you to start looking for other people out there that does, so that you can model that. Because what you need to do is, right now you're probably in so much self-doubt. You're like, oh, they can do it because their body looks better than mine. I can't. And so what you need to do is you need to start looking for evidence and finding that if maybe she can love her body, then maybe I can love mine. Or if you're married or you have a boyfriend, maybe your partner really loves your body and you don't love your body so much. Maybe your thought is, well, if they love my body, then maybe I can learn to love mine. Or maybe you find somebody that you don't even know but has a very similar body that you do, and you see that person exuberant in their confidence, and you're like, well, if she can love her body like that, maybe I can. So you really want to start looking for evidence of other people doing it, and that it's possible for you to do it too. Now, I also want to mention that we want to make sure that we're taking away judgments of ourselves. When we judge ourselves, it's like pouring fuel on the fire, okay? We need to be letting go of all of those judgments and letting go of those shoulds, thinking that we should look a certain way, thinking that we should be doing something else than we are. Stop shoulding all over the place. It's my favorite thing to say to my clients, because when you think should, you're living in this place of not reality. And when you're thinking you should look a certain way, that causes suffering, okay? So first step is just accepting that you're not going to do the self-loathing thoughts anymore, that's not how you're going to get to your results. And then to create intentional bridging thoughts to start changing your beliefs. The second step is to look for people or look for teachers in your life that also are showing this and that you can learn from, that you can look for evidence in. And then the third step is just to practice your new beliefs, to continue to look for evidence, okay? I forget who said this, but basically along the lines of, what you see in others is a reflection of yourself. So if you're that kind of person that you're nitpicking other people's bodies, or you're looking just some random person going down the street and your thought is, oh, I can't believe she's wearing that, or oh, she looks fat, or whatever, just like little judgments that happen. And there's nothing wrong with this. This happens to all of us, where we make just like judgments that mind in ourselves. But really pay attention of what you're paying attention to, because what you're paying attention to and the filter that you're looking at life is becoming your reality. So I want you to start looking for the qualities in other people that you want to see in yourself. So go literally pick somebody today, somebody that you know, list all of the qualities you love in them, and then ask, how are those qualities in you too? Because what you admire in others is things that you want to admire in yourself. So once again, pick somebody that is either you know or you don't know, and start looking for those good qualities. You need to start building evidence. And that's really what it comes down to when you're shifting belief systems, is that you're acknowledging that the old belief system is no longer working, and you got to start letting those thoughts go. And then the second part of that is you want to look for evidence to support your new beliefs. And it's really important for you to practice. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is in this looking for evidence and practices is I want you to get really intentional about who you're following on social media. I want you to do a detox. About probably 6-9 months ago, when I learned about this method, I decided to go through my social media feed on Instagram, and I used to follow like women that were like super thin and like really muscular and just like perfect little bodies, because I used to think that's what I wanted for my body. And I went back and I just unfollowed all of them because they were making me feel bad about myself. And so instead I went and I added a bunch of like body positive women that with bigger curvaceous bodies that are beautiful, that are just standing out. And that's all I follow. So now when I'm on social media, I feel empowered. I feel like I'm looking at people that look like me. I'm creating evidence for my body is perfect and that these people are supporting me. So really, really figure out what you want your body to look like, and then find evidence that are going to support that, instead of comparing yourself to others, thinking you should look a certain way. Going back to that dog example, all of us have different bodies. We are beautiful exactly the way we are. Stop comparing yourself. In that compare is so much despair, okay? So, homework. I want you guys to go through your social media feeds, clean out anybody or any person that you're following that makes you feel bad about yourself, that's not giving the vibe that you want. I also want you to take out a piece of paper and list 10 of your top qualities that you see in yourself. And then I also want you to do that for somebody that you know and that you follow too, okay? So if you want to get some more help, or if you have any questions, if you want help actually changing your belief systems, I offer free 30-minute calls. I'd love to offer you a call. These calls literally are so powerful and can change your life, and I don't say that lightly. So I'm here for you. This is the thing. Learning to accept my body exactly how it is how I lost weight faster. And just a side note on that, when we think we need to lose weight fast, that's when we get messed up, because we think that the happiness is in that end result. But really, we need to start enjoying every single day, every little step, accepting where we are. And when you can just sit in the process and accept where you are, you're able to move through it so much faster and get your results faster. So, tons of love to everyone who's watching this. Today is National Self-Love Day, which is why I chose this topic. Once again, I'm, as you can tell, so passionate about it. This is the thing that changed my life the biggest, because when I accepted my body, all that struggling went away, all that time, that wasted time went away. If you're going to give yourself the gift of self-love, now is the time to do it. Don't waste any more time. So sending you guys so much love. Thank you guys all for the likes and the love today, and I'll see you soon. Oh, and today at 4 o'clock, I'm having an amazing conversation with Janie Bierman. I will put her Facebook page link in the end of this comment, so please come join us for another conversation on self-love. It's going to be so epic. That conversation is going to change your life. So I'll send that, I'll put in the link, and you guys can join us too. So have a good one.